Everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself. All happy families are alike, each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. If you look for perfection, you'll never be content. It is amazing how complete is the delusion that beauty is goodness. He stepped down, trying not to look long at her, as if she were the sun, yet he saw her, like the sun, even without looking. Respect was invented to cover the empty place where love should be. We can know only that we know nothing. And that is the highest degree of human wisdom. Spring is the time of plans and projects. Is it really possible to tell someone else what one feels? Nothing is so necessary for a young man as the company of intelligent women. Rummaging in our souls, we often dig up something that ought to have lain there unnoticed. In the name of God, stop a moment, cease your work, look around you. When you love someone, you love the person as they are, and not as you'd like them to be. Wrong does not cease to be wrong because the majority share in it. The two most powerful warriors are patience and time. Be bad, but at least don't be a liar, a deceiver. Love. The reason I dislike that word is that it means too much for me, far more than you can understand. The strongest of all warriors are these two: time and patience. All the variety, all the charm, all the beauty of life is made up of light and shadow. If everyone fought for their own convictions, there would be no war. Anything is better than lies and deceit. There is no greatness where there is not simplicity, goodness, and truth. All great literature is one of two stories: a man goes on a journey or a stranger comes to town. It's much better to do good in a way that no one knows anything about it. If you love me as you say you do, she whispered, make it so that I am at peace. The best stories don't come from good versus bad but good versus good. Happiness does not depend on outward things, but on the way we see them. You can love a person dear to you with a human love, but an enemy can only be loved with divine love. But the law of loving others could not be discovered by reason, because it is unreasonable. If we admit that human life can be ruled by reason, then all possibility of life is destroyed. It's hard to love a woman and do anything. True life is lived when tiny changes occur. We are asleep until we fall in love. He felt now that he was not simply close to her, but that he did not know where he ended and she began. I often think that men don't understand what is noble and what is ignorant, though they always talk about it. I simply want to live, to cause no evil to anyone but myself. Everything I know because of love. Not one word, not one gesture of yours could I, ever forget. He was afraid of defiling the love which filled his soul. Because of the self-confidence with which he had spoken, no one could tell whether what he said was very clever or very stupid. All the diversity, all the charm, and all the beauty of life are made up of light and shade. Whatever our fate is or may be, we have made it and do not complain of it. To get rid of an enemy, one must love him. What a strange illusion it is to suppose that beauty is goodness. How can one be well, when one suffers morally? Every heart has its own skeletons. Human science fragments everything in order to understand it, kills everything in order to examine it. Everything intelligent is so boring. She had no need to ask why he had come. She knew as certainly as if he had told her that he was here to be where she was. It's all God's will. You can die in your sleep, and God can spare you in battle. The only absolute knowledge attainable by man is that life is meaningless. Music is the shorthand of emotion. Happiness is an allegory, unhappiness a story. Kings are the slaves of history. Which is worse? The wolf who cries before eating the lamb, or the wolf who does not? Life did not stop, and one had to live. Everything depends on upbringing. Pure and complete sorrow is as impossible as pure and complete joy. To tell the truth is very difficult, and young people are rarely capable of it.